Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Scarred Beautifully podcast. I am your host, Dorita. Trust to hear on the SB podcast tough conversations, tough topics. I'm going to bring on resource persons that would help us navigate such conversations. So, you're once again welcome to the podcast. Please listen, subscribe, like, comment, share. Let someone else benefit from this. I'll see you in a new episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode on the Scarred Beautifully podcast. It's been a while. A bit of challenges here and there, but I trust we're all doing well. So I want to take the conversation from the last time, which was on navigating, trauma and all those things, and the fact that the future deserves better. I would like to give this caveat. Please note that everything that is being shared here is purely for the purposes of encouraging the body of Christ and every other person, and it's also to bring light or shine light on some issues that need to be talked about. In no way or form is this podcast or any topic discussed here meant to defame or bring down anyone who has ever shared anything with me, but it is to encourage someone out there. So now that we have that out of the way, hi everyone, welcome. Yes, I'm recording from my car. Forgive me. I would get into the office, but I really needed to do today's episode because it's been a while, and I think regardless of not having the time, I need to make the time, so I'm making the time in my car today. So let's get into it. So today is going to begin a series in the healing or navigating trauma. I would bring a couple of friends on board who would also speak to it, but today's episode I really wanted to piggyback on the previous episode where I talked about healing from childhood traumas and the fact that many of us are showing up in life because we are not healed, and we end up hurting other people. Now, believe you me when I say that not everyone would get healed, and I know it sounds very some way, but not everyone is going to get healed. Not everyone is going to seek healing, because a lot of people do not believe that they need to heal from certain things, and a lot of people do not also believe that they have certain issues that they need to deal with. So for instance, if you don't know that you have a problem, then you would rightfully so tell other people that, hey, you are misdiagnosing me or you are misunderstanding me because I don't have a problem. And so just like the way certain people are very sick and would refuse to go to hospital and in the long run end up dying, it is same for some people when it comes to traumas they have gone through in life. So I keep telling people that I'll give you a classic example. I didn't know I had a phone anxiety, and this is just going to be I'm going to give just two examples. One is a phone anxiety and two is a money anxiety. So I never knew that I really had a phone anxiety, or I don't know how to explain it, but let me just give you a brief of it. So what happened is that the first time I got a phone, I personally bought it with my money. So I had just graduated from BC, I think, and I went with my dad with my piggy bank, and we counted the money, and then I bought the phone. My dad, I bought the phone. So I was like, hey, I bought my own phone, blah blah blah, and I used it for a long while till the phone got spoiled, and then I went to or when I would come back from SHS, I would use it and all that until I think another time in SHS when I was about to graduate, or when I graduated, my dad also bought me. I think that was when WhatsApp had just come on, so everyone had a WhatsApp phone, but I was now trying to get a WhatsApp phone. It was called Nokia Asha or something like that. I got the phone, and then the following night the phone got stolen in the house. So yes, robbers petty thieves like cut the net, stole the phone that I equally bought. And so after that, I was preparing to go to the university, so I didn't even know I had a phone anxiety. So I just told my dad, look, don't buy me a phone, buy me a tablet, because at that time I didn't have a laptop. So I was like, Daddy, it's better to buy me a tablet so that I can use it for both as like a phone and then a laptop simultaneously. So he did that, and then along the line it became inconveniencing to be having that big tablet and trying to make a call on it. So he got me a small phone, and every time since then I would always get a small phone, or I will always get a semi useless phone, I will put it, because one, I wouldn't want it to have a bigger storage so that I could really use it. Then I wouldn't want it to have a good camera, because I was camera shy. I didn't want to be taking pictures. So I didn't know it was a phone anxiety, right, until somewhere in my second degree, right, I'm done with first degree. In my second degree, I noticed a pattern in the kind of phones I would use. I'm not saying that I am a flashy person, so I want an iPhone and whatnot. Believe you me, it's literally just last year that I got a high-end phone, like a really good high-end phone. And yeah, that one too right now is having issues, but we are fine, we move. But I didn't understand that I had that anxiety, okay, because one, people, not only had my phones being stolen, secondly, I didn't want people calling. And for instance, when people called me, I would jump, right? I would always jump, like I'm like, who's calling? And the reason I came to this conclusion was fast forwarding or backtracking, actually. Forgive me, but please follow with the story. So I remember that growing up, I didn't have my dad constantly around. So it was then we had just got the telecom phone, the landline. It was a green landline, really remember it. And my dad would always say, hey, like when I travel, I'll call you. So I had this anxiety where I would always be waiting for the phone to ring, and then I would receive the call. And it never came. Not that it never came. The calls came when I was asleep or when I wasn't around. And so I always had that anxiety with calls and picking calls. And, I'm like, if somebody doesn't call me, if I'm calling people and they are not picking. And I had internalized it even till date, where literally I'll be texting people, hey, text me, like don't call me, like text me. And I remember that in SHS, before I would get a phone, we had the phone booth. And because as a kid, I didn't hear from my dad most of the time, because like it was a landline. If I was away in school, or if I was now coming to school and I missed the call, I had missed it. No one else had a cell phone in the house, or no one else lived in the house that had a cell phone. We all had to use the landline at that time. So when I got into SHS, trust me, my dad had to load like more than 50, sometimes 100 Ghana Cedi credits on the card for me. And every single day I had the opportunity to call my dad, I'll call him, whether he was in the meeting or whatnot. So I kept calling him. Like in SHS, I was always calling my dad. Anytime someone saw me at the phone booth, Dorita is going to talk to her dad. And I could stand there for like 5 to 10 minutes, like just running down the things that have gone on. Right. So I'll just tell him that, Daddy, hey, this and this and this, books and whatnot. And yeah. But I'm saying that because I didn't have those moments of, when he would call when I was a kid to speak to him and all that, I did that to sort of solve that issue that I was having. Then when I grew up and I'll call people or people will not call me, I had an anxiety. So then if I'm having an anxiety with a phone, why do I have to buy a better phone? Like, I won't use it to call you. I would text, all right, but I like big screens, so I would usually be using my tablet, or I screen my WhatsApp onto my laptop. And this thing has kept on and on and on until this year, when I finally found out that, Dorita, what you have is a phone anxiety. Like, It's not a money problem. It's not a you don't like good phones. It's not a you don't like a phone that has a good camera and all those things. You just have a phone anxiety. One, coupled with the fact that it came from not having like constant communication with loved ones like my siblings and all that, because most of the time we're never really in the same space. Two, coupled with the fact that not once or twice, or see, my old house, my phone, yes, the first WhatsApp phone I got, it was stolen through the window. The new house that I currently staying in for the last 7 years, I have had my phone stolen twice. I've had armed robbers come into the house like and cut the net and all those things again. I have had them break in and steal stuff. So ultimately, all these things put together, I just told myself, why will I buy a good phone if today I decide to go and buy an iPhone or a good Samsung phone or whatever, like that has a large storage, that has a good camera, whatnot, a thief will come and steal it, so I don't buy it. And if my phone gets spoiled, I will just randomly still use it or just trash it. Like, now I'm not trashing this phone. It has a black screen that I'm recording on. It's only the Lord that is doing this. Yeah, but that is why I found out that I had phone anxiety. I've had trauma with devices, and so I am getting help. In getting help, I was asking questions. Okay, I do really need. So subsequently, as I said, I got a better phone last year because now I was able to communicate to my dad that, okay, daddy, I don't just need a phone that works. I need a phone that has at least a bit of a large storage, because I don't want to be changing phones like every year or two. I wanted to have a large storage, and I wanted to be at least a good phone. And I've always used Samsung all through my life, except that Nokia Asha I used, and that small phone that I used some time back. But I want to have a better phone. So it's now that I've understood that I have an anxiety. So even now that I need to purchase a new phone, trust me, it's taking a long time for me to go and purchase the phone. And I'm like, God, until this phone completely gives up on me, I'm not purchasing the phone. But hey, that is just a story. That is trauma, right? Two is money problem or money anxiety. And the truth of the matter is that, as you see me, one thing my dad and my mom told me: never borrow money. Never borrow money. And people of God, never. I am here. Truthfully speaking, I hate borrowing money. Even when I'm in dire need, I won't even ask for it. But me, I will be the lender to people. Someone who has money anxiety. The sun is really shining, so it's giving light and all that. Hey, I'm baby girl in the car. Anyways, so I'll be a lender to people, and over time, people don't pay me back. And when I began doing business, I will lend people the things, and they will tell me we'll pay back, and they never do. Till today, I have someone who bought devotionals from me, and it's the word of God. Look, and for a very long time, I didn't understand that. I resented the person for not paying me the money, because at that point in time, I was clearing out my stock. And I'm hurt. Maybe I should call the person and tell the person. But anyways, so I have anxiety when it comes to money. Don't come borrow money from me if you will not pay. Look, I have people who have taken money from me as far back as 2015, 2016, 2017 till date, and they've still not paid back. And these people constantly, even throughout the years, they'll just randomly call me, hey Dorita, blah 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 blah, and they are coming to ask you for something. So now, if it's a money thing, I really avoid them. Two, when I see their call, because I have a phone anxiety and then there is a money anxiety, I cannot even have a conversation with you without feeling some way, and I really have to heal from that. And healing from that is, I told the person, I was like, hey, you only call me when you need something. I can't keep doing this thing. And if it is on business, you don't always pay me for the business that you come and ask me for or that I do for you. So given these two analogies, I am not doing it again. So given these two analogies, I am not doing it again. I am not going to talk to you, or I'm not going to give you money. I'm not going to offer you any help. And that is it. And so for a very long time now, it's even difficult for me to ask for help because I have a money anxiety. And I didn't know until this year. People have been owing me since 2015. It's taken 2024 for me to know that, Dorita, you have a phone and money anxiety. It's not that you don't want to help people, but you've helped so many people and you just sometimes write off the debts that people owe you. But it's gone far beyond what beyond what you can take as a human being. And so people, like, I'm just doing this as a test run to show you how trauma shows up. So given these two examples of the phone and money, this is how trauma has shown up. I'm not willing, or I'm not moving forward in trying to get a better phone. Not that someone will steal it, because currently I do need it, because I make the videos. I need to get a good phone to take good pictures and videos and do creatives for the content I want to put out. But that anxieties I've been having, where people have stolen my phones, where my phones have been broken, where I buy trashy phones and in less than a year the phone is gone off, it is showing up now, and I need to heal from it. And if I did not, quote unquote, know that this is the anxiety I have, and subsequently even in my communications with people about phone calls and things, I would not heal. And so in healing, I am trying to be accountable to say that, look, because I want to be an excellent child of God, and I've spoken to the Lord about it, I will get a better phone. I would invest in it. I would work hard, and I will buy myself a good phone, or that I'll be gifted a good phone, because in this area, I know the Lord can provide. And secondly, on the money issue, having known and noticed that I have a money anxiety, look, you will sign a contract when you come and borrow money from me. If ever I get back to that space of, being a lender. No, because the Bible actually says that you will be a lender to borrowers. Let's clap on that. I will be a lender to borrowers. So, because I may probably be that, maybe be a financial institution, yeah, the Lord will give me money. I'll have money to give out, but I'll be a good and diligent steward of that money by making sure people sign contracts, by making sure that there's a payment plan to which people will pay me stuff. And as a business owner, I will make sure that if they cannot afford it in that moment, until they've made all their full payments, whatever they are asking or inquiring of me, they will not receive it. So I would be a good steward to do those things. So yeah, basically with these two things, I've shown you how trauma has shown up, or how certain incidences in my life has shown up and become so traumatic that it is showing up in the way I deal with people, and I even deal with myself. And basically, this is something that transcends to not just phone and money, but there are other things. Some of us have anxieties with situations, with people, with conversations. Even conversations become trigger points. So in this series, where I am trying my possible best to bring you content on different types of traumas and trauma bonding and how to navigate healings and getting help, because I want to also be a good steward of my finances and be a good steward of this, I'm also getting professional help in how to manage my finances. I'm getting professional help with a tech person on the right phone to get, or the right electronic gadgets to get, to help me create content and do the things that the Lord is telling me to do, and know that the Lord will provide for them. So in this series, please and please and please and please, if you do get a chance to watch this till the very, very, very end, note that I will be bringing resource persons on board who have actually studied these things and help us deal and heal, because I want to not have anxiety when someone is calling my phone. and not say text me if I can actually be on the phone. I want to be able to move past working with broken phones and actually like rewarding myself, not necessarily even rewarding myself. I mean, facilitating, making sure my life is well facilitated by just having a good device to use. When it comes to the money anxiety, I'm going to be a good steward because the law says I'll be a lender to borrowers, but I must make sure I put in measures, and as a business owner, I also put in measures to, get the money I'm supposed to get. So, I know I've been ranting, but yeah, I really needed to put this out there today, whilst I've actually put out this content. I mean, as I finished the Doriski's Impact Word for Higher Living, I just felt like today's podcast needed to come to light, and I didn't care how I was going to do it. I am choosing and deciding that I would create better. I would get better equipment to create. I will create from my office/studio because it's actually going through a phase right now, but I would create, and this is me trying to be accountable to the vision that the Lord has given me. So yeah, it's your girl, and I am signing out. So yeah, this is how Truama has shown up, and I will do the healing. And so probably maybe on the next episode, you would really see that I have healed, because I probably would have had a good phone, and I would have had money too, because a lot of people owe me money that girl is broke. No, I'm not broke. I'll be a lender to the borrowers. But yeah, I need to start getting my money. I have to go and get my money. But this has been me, Dorita, coming your way with the Sky Beautifully podcast episode of the week. I don't know when I'm going to post this immediately, but yeah, we will do better. Love you guys. Thank you. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Have a good day. Have a good week. Please comment. Share your comments. Share some anxieties that you have, or some traumas you have come to know of, and what you're doing to heal from them. Bye.